शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Namaste. Now we will see verse 10 of Shri Vishnu Sahasranama and the meaning of the terms therein. The verse is like this: Suresha Sharanam Sharma Vishwaretah Prajabhavaha Ahas Samvatsaro Vyalaha Pratyaya Sarvadarshanaha. The names of Bhagavan Vishnu as per the commentary of Sri Shankaracharya in this verse are like this. There are about 10 names: Sureshaha, Sharanam, Sharma, Vishwaretaha, Prajabhavaha, Ahaha, Samvatsaraha, Vyalaha, Pratyayaha, Sarvadarshanaha. Now let us take up each of these names and discuss their meanings as per Acharya's commentary. Sureshaha, Suranam, Devanam, Ishaha, Sureshaha. The Lord of the gods is Suresha. Sura refers to the gods and Isha is the Lord. So being the best among the gods, Bhagavan Narayana is denoted as Suresha. Next is another interpretation to the term Suresha, where we see Supapadaha va Radhatuhu Shobhana Datrunam Ishaha Suresha. So the term Suresha is, the derivation is presented like this: Ra is the dhatu and with the upapada su or the prefix. So the root ra from which tatra Suresha, there you see the word ra. So that ra means to give. Ra dane is the root. Then su means shobhana. Shobhana means that which is very good. So then we see the meaning as the one who is the Lord of those who are benevolent givers, which indicates best among the givers. So we see that there are three components: Su, Ra, Isha. Su means Shobhanam, benevolent or great. Ra means the one who gives. And then Isha is the Lord. So Su, Ra, Isha becomes Suresha. That means he is the Lord who benevolently grants, who is best among those divinities who are very kind and benevolent to his devotees. He grants whatever his devotee seeks for with a devoted, dedicated mind. So the first interpretation says he is the king among the gods, or he is above all gods. The second interpretation says he is very kind hearted to devotees and he grants whatever the devotees seek with great devotion. So this is Suresha. Then Sharanam. Artanam Artiharatvat Sharanam. The one who removes the afflictions of those who are in suffering. He is Sharanam. Sharanam simply means the refuge. So here we see that Bhagavan removes Arti. Arti means afflictions. Artihara, he is the one who removes afflictions of Arthas, means those who are in suffering. So in the previous Nama, we see that he is a benevolent giver. Artharthi. In Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 types of devotees: Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, and Jnani. Artha is a person who is in affliction, suffering, disease. And then Artharthi means the one who is in need of money and wealth. Jignasu means the one who is inquisitive about his own nature, the world, and the ultimate reality. And Jnani is the realized soul. So 4 kinds of devotees are there. So in the previous Nama, that is Suresha, you find the Artharthi Bhakti being mentioned, and how he grants to Artharthis, those who are in need of wealth. And here he is presented as Artihara, the one who removes the afflictions of Artha Bhaktas, the devotees who are in suffering. So this is the second term, Sharanam. Third term, Sharma. Paramananda Rupatvat Sharma. Sharma is a special term which means the one who is in the form of great bliss. So he is always full of Ananda Rupa, that is Ananda. So he is characterized by Ananda. Satchit Ananda Swarupa Paramatma. So Sharma itself means Paramananda Rupa. The next Nama is Vishwaretaha. Vishwasya Karanatvat Vishwaretaha. The one who is the cause of the universe is Vishwaretaha. Vishwa, universe, Retaha, the cause, Karana. So he is the one from whom the entire universe springs forth, emerges. So he is Vishwaretaha. The next Nama is Prajabhavaha. Sarvaha Prajaha Yasmad Udbhavanti Saha Prajabhavaha. The one from whom all beings spring forth is Prajabhava. Praja is beings, and then Bhava means Udbhavanti, they spring forth, they emerge. So Prajabhava. In the previous Nama, we saw Vishwaretaha, the one who is the cause of the universe. Here it is Prajabhava. By looking at Vishwareta, does only the Jada or the inert universe emerge from the Paramatman? No. Even the conscious beings that populate the universe, they also emerge from the self-same Paramatman. So both for Jada and Chetana, the sentient and insentient, the inert and the conscious, he is the cause. So that is clarified by successive namas Vishwaretah and Prajabhavaha. The next nama is Ahaha. Prakasharupatvat Ahaha. The one who is in the form of light is Ahaha. Normally, in a general Samskrita, the term Ahaha means the daytime. Ahaha Ratrihi. Ratrihi is the night time and Ahaha is the daytime. And Ahaha or the daytime, it is characterized by light. And so the meaning of the word Ahaha is presented by Sri Shankaracharya as Prakasha Rupa, because that is the special quality of the daytime. So the entire daytime, which is full of light, is to be visualized as Paramatman. The next nama is Samvatsaraha. Kalatmana sthitaha Vishnuhu Samvatsaraha ityuktaha. Lord Vishnu, in the form of Kala, time, is stated as Samvatsara. So normally the meaning of the word Samvatsara is year. So according to the traditional knowledge, we see that there are Shashti Samvatsaras, 60 years. There is a cycle of 60 years. So Paramatma is in the form of the year. So previously it was mentioned that one of the smaller units of time is daytime. So he is present as a daytime and he is also present as Samvatsara, the entire year. So this again reminds us of the Vedic. It says Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. He is subtler to the subtle and bigger and greater also. So even in the small unit of time in the form of daytime, one can see Paramatman, and the bigger unit of time in the form of the entire year, that is also Paramatman. Ahaha Samvatsaraha. Then the eighth term, Vyalaha. This is a very interesting name and a beautiful explanation that is given here by Acharya. We see Vyalavad Grahitum Ashakyatvat Vyalaha. Like a snake or a tiger, as one cannot get hold of him easily, he is called as Vyala. Generally, the meaning of the term Vyala is a snake or a tiger. What is their nature? A snake slithers away. One cannot capture it easily. Similar is the case of tiger. It is even very difficult to sight a tiger, to see a tiger in the forest these days. Where will one get hold of a tiger? So, as both the snake and the tiger are elusive, not very easy to get hold of, Paramatman, Bhagavan Narayana, is not very easy to get hold of. So, one should be endowed with ekagrata, single pointed focus, and one should also totally surrender oneself. Only then he will present himself to us. So elusiveness of the Paramatman to the distracted, elusiveness of the Paramatman for those who doubt. So that is indicated by the term Vyalaha. Next term Pratyayaha. Pratitihi, Prajna, Pratyayaha. Knowledge, clear, pure knowledge is Pratyaya. Pratiti, in the commentary you see the word means knowledge. Further term is added Prajna. Prajna is clear knowledge, pure knowledge, and that is the meaning of the term Pratyaya. It is interesting to note that in the previous term, he was mentioned as elusive, not easily graspable. But here it is mentioned that he is in the form of clear knowledge. Now, how is this contrast to be seen? As indicated earlier, for a distracted, a doubtful mind, he is elusive. For a single pointed, focused mind, and with great Shraddha, the mind that is endowed with great Shraddha, he presents himself as clear, pure knowledge. So he is both Vyalaha and he is also Pratyayaha. Paramatman being clear, pure knowledge. To that we find the Vedic quote being presented by Shankaracharya in the form of the Mahavakya, Vedantic Mahavakya, Prajnanam Brahma iti Shrutehe. So this quotation is from the Aitareya Upanishad. So Pratyaya, clear, pure knowledge, that is Paramatman. Next term is Sarvadarshanaha. Sarvadarshanaha. Sarvani darshanatmakani akshini yasya saha sarvadarshanaha. The one to whom belong all the organs of perception or the senses, he is Sarva Darshanaha. Sarva Darshana. There are two components there. Sarva means all. Darshana refers to the Akshini or the eyes, especially the organs, which indicates the organ of all the organs of perception. So Paramatman is to be seen in all the eyes that we see. That's why even in the Vedas we see that Sahasra Shirusha Prushaha Sahasrakshaha Sahasrapad. Thousands of heads, innumerable eyes, innumerable feet. So all the beings that are created and are endowed with eyes, ears, legs, and hands, all are nothing but the forms of Paramatman, the Virat Swarupa. Hence, in every eye that sees, it is the Paramatman who sees. So that is Sarva Darshana. So Because Acharya further says Sarvatmakatvat, means he is present everywhere. In every eye that sees, he is present. That's why there is a quotation from the Mahanarayana Upanishad presented in the commentary Vishwataha Chakshuhu and also Vishwaksham. So all these indicate that the eyes everywhere are the eyes of the Paramatman. So all the eyes belong to the Paramatman only. So this is to see the presence of Paramatman, to feel the presence of Paramatman in every eye that sees. So this is the term Sarvadarshanaha. So thus in the 10th verse we have seen 10 namas. So by this, thus far we have seen 95 names of Bhagavan Narayana in Vishnu Sahasranama. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu.